These are my instructions for the argument essay in 6 sentences. Okay, so I'm opening a new Word document. I've added my name, course, date, format 12 Times New Roman 12 font, double spaced. Go to EasyBib, create my project, and then select the pair. So here, for the purposes of this demonstration, is the pair that I selected. Picked these two cars. I'm going to go ahead while I'm here and set this to double spaced, so I have that all set. And now I'm going to see where these links go for each one of the images, just if you've selected the links on the images that you chose. Blue Cadillac went, and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go over to my EasyBib citations, and I'm going to create, I've set up the project for this for my temporary title. That may be what I go with, but I need to have something there. Create that. I'm going to paste this here, search, let it think about it. It finds it, cite that. It brings up boxes to see if there's anything else that I need to add. And because this is a website, it's not an article written by a person, I could either put in editor here, but I can also just simply click complete the citation. When it shows up, it's going to ask me for any of that information that I just saw in the boxes. I'm going to ignore that. So there you can see, there's my citation. Let's look at the second picture. Second picture, I open the link and I'm at this website. And what's the very first thing I do? That's right. I take this, I copy it, I go over to EasyBib. I'm in the correct project. I click this, paste it right there, search, and it's going to show several, but this is the one that I want. This is the URL where I was taken. So I'm going to cite that. And do you see all these extra words? I don't need all these extra words. The reader knows where the article is, and sometimes the internet will publish all kinds of words that I don't need. This did not have an author. This is a website, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the title because I can find that. So let's go over to that website and see what the title of that. This is Car and Driver. And this did have an author, doesn't it? So we need to go back and put this information in those text boxes. Let's do that together. That information, added this in those text boxes. That's all the information I have available to me. So I'm going to complete the citation and it will show up there. Now let's go back to our instructions. Decide on one criterion I want to compare for these two vehicles. That I want to compare style and so that's what I'm going to be comparing. I don't care about the torque. I don't care about the computer system. I don't care about the engine. I don't care about the wheels. I don't care about anything other than the style. I've temporary titled this Car of My Dreams. We'll see. But now I need to go find one more article about each of these vehicles. And I need to study information from those articles. Let's go together. To Google for the first image and typed in articles about Cadillac Celestiq. Article written by Andrew J. Hawkins. What's the very first thing I do? That's right. I copy this. I go over to my EasyBib tutorial. I create the citation, paste that in here, search, let it find it. And it already has everything in here. And I don't care about the price. Remember, that's not one of my criterion. It says so in the instructions. So I just need to take out some of these words because once again, the reader knows that the reader can go to this URL and find the article. Now, sometimes articles have really specific short titles. We want to make sure we use those, but it's okay to abbreviate a little bit when necessary. And there we go. So we have that all ready. We click complete the citation, and there it is. The article that I found for the BMW goes to this website. What's the very first thing I do? Notice that there is an author. So let's go up here. We're going to copy this. Go over here. That one's done. Create a citation. Paste this here. Let it find it. Let's make sure that that author's name shows in there. Doesn't. So we need to go back. We need to edit this. Okay, so I'm going to edit this and I'll be right back. So I cleaned up the title a little bit, added his name. Remember, the reader has the full URL so they can find that entire internet citation. I complete the citation, and there it is, right there. Okay, now that I have my two articles, it's time to find one fact from each article. I created a notepad, and that's where I'm going to keep the facts that I'm going to find. And I'm going to include in those facts, of course, the citation for where the fact originated. Let's start over here and look for a fact about this Celestique. What is my criterion? That's right. I only care about what the car looks like. So I'm going to use this quote: ultra luxury defined through a spirit of futurism and the avant-garde. Perfect for my essay, isn't it? Because down here, it's going to go into all kinds of information about it and the engine and the history and the Cadillac brand. I don't care about any of that. My one criterion is just style and luxury. So I bring up my notepad. That fact in right there. And notice that after I put in the fact, I indicate where the citation originated, which is Cadillac.com. The reader knows that the reader can go to my bibliography, my works cited, and they can find the full citation for this as well as the URL link. Now let's go to that second article for Cadillac and find a quote from there. The Hawkins article. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to find one quote from this article. And what does the quote need to be about? That's right, the style and luxury. I don't care about anything else. None of this. I don't care about the emissions. I don't care about any of these things for this essay. If I was writing a longer essay and I really wanted to go in detail, maybe I would use 2 criterion or 3, or some larger papers even have 4 or 5 criterion. But for this essay, for these 6 sentences, I have 1, and it is only about style. So I look through here and I find a quote. And I found this. This is from that article. See, Hawkins wrote the article for Verge, and this is the quote: the electric sedan will be the first to include GM's new Ultra Cruise advanced driver assist system, which I like, which is an automaker claims will be 95% of the driving scenarios. So this is the luxury of the vehicle. I don't have to drive it. I can look at how pretty and avant-garde it is. I have 2 different factual quotes from 2 different sources. I do the exact same thing with the BMW sites. This is the first quote from that. Now, this has a lot of stuff in here that I don't necessarily need. And that's why I wanted to include that right here so you can see this quote from Car and Driver doesn't have anything to do with my criterion, does it? I don't care about a rear panel. I don't care about strut towers. All I care about is the looks. So let's go over to that Car and Driver and find a criterion quote that has something to do with my preference, which is only about style. Let's go together through this entire article written by Little Andrew, and there's not one single thing in here that has to do with the style. This article has only information about motors. Don't care about any of this. I'm looking for style. So that means this article simply won't work. So now I've got to go back over and find a different article. And this time I'm going to put in this information along with the style and narrow down my search. This article by Andrew still needs to stay in my works cited. If I looked at it, it goes in my works cited. All right, so let's go find a better article. Google, I typed in the name of the vehicle and style, and it takes me to this page. And the first thing I do is copy it, go over here to EasyBib, create the citation, paste it, search. Now, this all took about 2 seconds to find a better article. Okay, so this doesn't have, you see how this jumped to the second line of the page? So instead, I'm going to type in this. Is the i7 Boldly Electric. Let's add that to the fix that citation. There's the title, and I could put editor or I could leave it alone since it's all the website. Come down here, complete the citation, and there it is. Okay, so now we have our citations all complete. It's going to be very easy to find a nifty little quote from that. Let's look to use this. Copy that. Go to my notepad. And under the BMW, I'm going to go ahead and paste that there. I won't be using every word in that, but I will put where it came from, which is where? That's right, bmwusa.com. There we go. And remember, the period goes on the outside, so it's all neatly packaged up. Now, I'm ready to go back to my instructions. I have my 2 articles. I have 1 fact from each article. It's all nice and cited, so I know where it came from, and I'll use all or part of these. Now, let's go back to our instructions. Criterion is style and luxury. I've picked the images, I followed the link, I've made the EasyBib tutorials, I have facts, and now I am ready to done this, created the EasyBib. Good, good, good. Evaluate the 2 options. Remember that money is no object, so you don't need to investigate that. What is the criterion? Style and luxury. Good, good, good. And now study the information. Did that, made notes, got that. Write your essay. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to write the essay. So sentence number 1 makes me decide who is buying this car. I'm going to be writing this essay in first person. But who is my person? So for this essay, I'm going to demonstrate writing an essay where the first person is a character that I create. So this person is going out to look for the car of their dreams. They have all the money in the world, and they're going to decide between these 2 cars. They've narrowed it down to these 2 cars. My bias, the one that I believe this character is going to favor, is the Cadillac. So keeping that in mind, sentence number 1, a relaxed formal statement about my character. You're right, I picked this. We don't want to write this, pick this topic. That's silly. So this is to be a formal sentence about you / the character I created. Okay, so I'm going to go write that. First sentence. As I, and I is the character I've created, decide whether to buy an electric Cadillac or one of the B&W 4-doors, I remembered back to the first time I rode in a Cadillac convertible and the excitement of the wind in my hair. I've established my bias in the very first sentence, isn't it? Haven't I? Right? So I've showed my tendency to favor the Cadillac, but I'm also going to be talking about this car. Back to the instructions. What's 2? Positive tone. Mention the 2 options I'm comparing and follow each with a 2-word description. For example, Pete, copper, okay? Okay, I'm going to go do that. To be fair, I want to compare the all-electric sedan options. Colon means that a list follows. Cadillac Celestiq and the BMW, whatever these numbers are. Right? That's my second sentence. Indicates the 2 that I'm going to be comparing. I needed to add my 2 words to describe. the timeless brand Cadillac, and the German design BMW. That's my second sentence. You see that? 2 words to describe each one of the options. Okay, now what? Back to the instructions. Number 3 is an informative tone. 1 fact about your first image plus the image, the actual image that I was given, and no words, logos, or posters, and cite that quote. Okay, let's go take a look. Number 3 and 4, because number 4 is the same thing with the second image that I picked. Okay, so let's take a look. Sentences 3 and 4. The ultimate manifestation of ultra luxury redefined through the spirit of futurism and the avant-garde, Cadillac.com. So we need to put in what this is. And then the second one, the purposeful design, all electric power, and latest technology unite the i7, immersing you in a universe all your own every time you drive. All those yous have to go. So I'm going to edit these and take out all of the yous, and I'm going to fix this sentence to indicate what kind of car we're talking about. I'll be right back. Streamlined this sentence. I took out all that you business and simply made it a streamlined sentence. You can see where this indicates that I cut some of the content. This indicates a word that I'm adding that replaces a million yous. So here's the sentence. The purposeful design, all electric power, and the latest technology unite in the BMW i7 in a universe all its own. That's exactly what the quote said without all that busy language. See that? Okay, back to the instructions. In these first 4 sentences, we've created a research paper, haven't we? We indicated that there's an I character who is deciding on the car of their dreams. We researched information. Now it becomes a position paper, an argument essay, as soon as we make a choice. Sentence number 5. In a positive, informative tone, because I'm most attracted to whichever option I preferred, based on 1, 2, 3 aspects of that one criterion, which in our case is style, I think the best choice is whatever. Let's see how that translates into the sentence I've written for my essay. It's number 5. Because I am most attracted to the look of the Cadillac, the new Ultra Cruise Advanced Driver Assist System, and my history with the brand, I believe the Cadillac Celestiq is the better choice for me. Got it? Okay. Due to the fact that I do not ever want to write, I don't ever want to see it. It's so many words. I'm simply writing because I am most attracted, and I'm attracted because my criterion has to do with attractiveness. It has to do with style and luxury. Doesn't have anything to do with engines or computers or wheel locks or anything else. It just has to do with the look of the vehicle. Now, let's look at the last sentence. Number 6 is the positive tone. It's a concluding statement about my choice. So in an argument essay, once I have conducted the research, I have stated my conclusion based on that research, my opinion, my position, based on the research that I have located, based on the criterion I have established, which in this case is style and substance. Then I wrap things up by stating one concluding statement about my choice. Let's see what that statement is. Number 6. Having made my decision, I've already contacted my favorite Cadillac sales representative and designed my new Celestiq. Do you see how many times in this biased essay I have used the word Cadillac? That's another aspect of bias. I used the word BMW a little bit, but then I used the word bias. Okay. I used the word Cadillac. All right, let's go back. What's the next instruction? Google, find a compelling final image that includes people. This can include words or a poster that promotes the brand, right? Because I've been comparing brands. So for this particular essay, I can use words for that. This needs to be a gorgeous image that will sway the reader to prefer your choice, your bias. Let's see what I found. The final image, it's that same blue color that I established up here. And it has a nice red word that makes it pop, indicates the brand that I preferred. If the reader doesn't know which brand I preferred by now, I give up. So you can see that I indicate in my last sentence, I've already consulted my favorite Cadillac sales representative. Might as well be him. Okay, next instruction. My works cited citations. So now I got to go over to my EasyBib and check out all my citations and add those to the essay. Let's go. I'm required to have 4. I have additional ones because I looked at other websites before I decided upon the ones that I wanted to use. And as you remember, back to this notepad, I didn't use all of the quotes from this. Sometimes my research is information that I need, but I don't necessarily need to use all of it. Okay, so now I'm over here with my EasyBib, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to export all. You have your choice. You can do Word doc or Google Doc. I'm going to go ahead and do Word doc because it'll format the margins. Do it whichever way you like. And I'm going to export, and you'll see right over here, it opens it up, and there it is. Now, before I get excited and think, okay, it's all done, I enabled editing. Let's look it over. Is there anything goofy on here? Look with me. Does anything looks good? Nothing's repeated. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it. Let's go over to my little essay. Final image. I'm going to paste, but I'm not going to be convinced that it's all correct until I make sure this margin is the same as this margin, and it's not. So I need to adjust this margin. Do you see that? Okay, I'll be right back. It's just going 1, 2, 3, space bar, 1, 2, 3, space bar, 1, 2, 3. Down here, space bar, 1, 2, 3, space bar, 1, 2, 3. This then will need to be indented, 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Make sure that doesn't happen. We need to remove any hyperlinks. Remove it. Okay. But when I messed around with this and got it over the margin, it made the Times New Roman in 11 and it needs to be in 12. So all I have to do is just this. There. See how pretty? Look. Is that 12? Yep. Okay. That looks good. This looks good. All in line. Looks very, very nice. Okay. Now, last instruction. Okay, so the final step, find a compelling title image. Sometimes I do this at the beginning of the essay, every once in a while, but I like to kind of wait till the essay is completely completed before I pick a title image. Now, do I want a picture for this, the car of my dreams? Do I want a picture of a guy holding tools or looking under the hood of a car when my criterion has to do with style and luxury? No, I want to find a character image that is somebody that makes me want to read the rest of the article, makes me excited about what car they're going to pick. And so I'll show you the image that I decided on. This image. I think this person looks attractive, compelling. You notice the blue picks up the blue of my bias, also connects to the blue in my final image. So that coordinates the image. I think she looks delightful. I want to know which car she picked, don't you? And I need to remember my word count. And I do that, of course, as we know already, but let me just review. We go up here to review, and we review our word count. And there's our word count. But I did revisions of this. So 274 is the first one. But if I count my revisions, then I get credit for those too. Credit for that gives me 548 total. I look everything over. double check everything, make sure that all the images are in line. Nothing's gone all cattywampus. There are no live URLs in this. Looks good. And then I'm going to save this as a PDF over here. Save a copy as a PDF. The classroom, black to that assignment. I click the words submit here. I click start the assignment. That PDF, which I have saved to my computer desktop. This cannot be completed on a phone. You must use a computer. That is one of the things required for the course. I have saved the PDF to my desktop. I choose that file. I submit the assignment. And that's it for this particular 6-sentence argument essay. Have fun doing this.